Good morning, class. Welcome to Food Processing. By the way, we are the Group 1, and for today's lesson, we will tackle about the farm tools and equipment. So, what comes on your mind if you heard about farm tools or equipment? I think some of you are already aware of some basic farm tools. So, farm tools and equipment plays a very important role in any agricultural crop production. Their availability, it makes the use of work much easier and faster. However, even if you have the most sophisticated tools and equipments, but the fact that you didn't even know how to use those tools, so useless lang Japon siya, di ba? So that is why it is essential that we should have a good working knowledge sa kaning mga farm tools and equipment before nato ni sila gamiton. Alright? Okay, class, before we proceed to our discussion, let me share to you our learning objectives. Okay, so at the end of the discussion, you are expected to, number 1, identify the different farm tools and equipment and their uses and specifications. Second, demonstrate the process on how to clean and sharpen garden tools. And lastly, apply safety operating procedures for farm tools and equipment. Okay, so we have here hand tools. So unsa man ning hand tools? So these are usually light and are used without the help of animals or machines. So they are being used in performing farm activities which involve small areas like mga school garden and home garden. So in other words, kaning hand tools kay it's a very simple tool, mga common tools nga makaingon ta nga it's very handy siya gamiton. It is lightweight. So when we say light, kanang gaan lang jud siya, no, gaan. So kaning mga hand tools, they are used with our bare hands, of course, in performing farm operations, like as what I've said earlier, like school garden, home garden. So in ana, it's very convenient. Okay? So makita lang dyan mo siya kanisal ang mga basic hand tools sa balay, no? Okay, next we have farm equipment. So farm equipment, these are machineries that used in farming and to any crop production. So they are used in land preparation and in transporting farm inputs and products. So this equipment, it needs a highly skilled operator to use. So meaning, kanang kailangan jud ni silang mga professionals nga mga operators to mainly operate this transporting vehicles and these machineries nga gamiton sa pang-harvest sa ilang mga farm products or sa ilang mga farm inputs. Di ba nakabantay ba mo nga kanang makakita mo sa kalsada na naimang labay nga mga transporting vehicles nga gakarga or gakargag mga, like for example kanang mga saging, di ba? Grabe day siya process, no? Kay kaning mga farm equipments lahi ang gigamit sa pang-harvest nila, naslay kanang gigamit nga mga machineries to harvest sa ilang mga products, no? Tapos kanang lahi sa bang ilang gamiton nga pang transport, lahi nga vehicle nga ilang gamiton to transport their farm products nga ihatod ihatod na siya sa mga market, sa public market, 'di ba? Okay, so next we have here farm implements. So these are accessories which are being pulled by working animals or mounted to machineries, like for example tractor, so which are usually used in the preparation of land. So these are usually made of a special kind of mga metal implements, okay, or accessories. So kung sa may pasabot aning farm implements, asa man ni sila gamiton in farming. So kani sila kanang like for example kanang mga tractors, 'di ba? So kanang nagyapon ni sila kanang part in farming, in crop production, because kanang lahi man gud ang ilang uses ani kay kanang bali in terms of implementing some ato na bitong mga dinagko na nga mga trabahoon, mogamit tag mga farm implements. kay yeah, it is vital and also kanang mas mapadali ang mga ang work if we used farm implements or if we used this kind of accessories. So that's it. Okay, class. At this juncture, let us now identify the different farm tools and equipment with their uses and specifications. So take note nga dili tanan nga mga farm tools and equipments among i-discuss. Okay? So we only gathered those common farm tools and equipment nga gigamit nationwide. Okay? Kanang katulang mga common nga mga farm tools nga gigamit siya nationwide para in order for you to familiarize kanang these farm tools and equipment, if aha ni siya gamiton, kanus ani siya gamiton, and unsay mga benefits ani niya sa in agricultural crop production or in farm industry. Okay? Okay, so among the list of the farm tools is the tractor. Tractor is one of the essential machinery on the farm. Its power and size allows it to work in rough terrain, dragging or towing agricultural implements. So it's the most used and versatile machine in agriculture. Okay, so kaning mga tractors no so this is a kind of vehicle that has a 4 large wheels and it has a powerful motor no. And nowadays kanang this is very common nga mga farming equipment nga gigamit worldwide. Okay? So I know that you are very familiar with tractor. So asa man ni sila pwede gamiton? So gigamit ang tractor no to provide a machine power for farm applications. Okay, so aside ana, ang kaning mga tractors, mo ni sila ang mga gapul or gatulod sa mga farm equipments, like for example in planting, in harvesting, or in any cultivating crops, okay? So ang naka-best sab aning tractor kay kuan siya kan it's very convenient, it's really quick and it's easy handling to use, okay? Nasabtan kanang it's very quick siya gamitan. Alright. So next is we have a motocultor. So motocultur or tiller is a type of agricultural machinery of a single axis. It holds through handles, so that produces a medium power for carry out agricultural and ornamental duties. So as you can see in the picture, nakabantay mo, if ang tractor kay 4 wheels siya, kaning motocultor or kaning tiller, it has 2 wheels only. Okay? Nasa sa example class. So, kanang mostly gigamit ang tiller or ang motocultor in gardening, in ornamental duties. So, sa mga tanong-tanong lang na siya gigamit. Okay? So, third is we have rake. So, the rake is a very common tool for any type of farm. And the main function of this toothed bar is to loosen and level the ground. So the traditional rake has evolved and from being manual or pulled by beast has happened to fix the tractors. So by considering the list of farm tools, ang kaning rake, it is very common, no? So we know that there are several types of rakes available nationwide, but mostly, this kind of hand tool dili ni siya mawala in terms of gardening or in farming, diba? So we should use rake to loosen and level the ground para ma-level, para mapatag bitaw, and kuan po ni siya, gigamit ni siya pang gather sa mga soils, sa mga dahon, okay? Because there are some rakes nga it has a flat heads. I mean bito iyang mga tusok-tusok. So those other rakes that have a sharp metal it can usually break some soils or some rocks nga gatibugol or kanang mga compacted nga mga soils or rocks. So, nasabtan ang rakes. So, okay, so number 4 is machete. So, machete is used for mowing the grass, cutting or pruning the plants, or working his way through the brush. It is difficult that this tool composed of a handle and a long sharp steel that blade forgotten. So, machete, so kani siya nga hand tool, pwede ta makagamit ani either as an agricultural implement that is similar to an axe, alright? Or pwede po siya pang slash out in clearings sa mga crops. So again, kanang it's very common siya, no? And kani siya also, it is very important it's very important tool used in maintenance of crops. Alright? So, muna siya ang machete. Okay, so number 5 we have escardilla. So, escardilla has a shovel-shaped end. The edges are an ideal tool to remove soil. So, these can be stainless steel to prevent corrosion. And it is an efficient design to achieve optimal ground preparation. Alright. Okay, so kaning escardilla, no, kay mura siya ganang something like na siya pagka-similar sa shovel, di ba? As you can see the picture, ang escardilla kay nagyapon siya long handle, same sa shovel. But ang kanang iyang top head or ang kanang iyang ulo-ulo kay na siya pa-curve, something like kuan in ana. Pwede gihapon nato ni siya gamiton in removing soil for farming. Okay? So nasabtan ra ang escardilla class. Okay.
Shovel. This element is made of tough and sharp sheet metal. It is also one of the ancient equipment of farmers. A shovel is used to dig soil. Next is we have the pick. The pick is great for digging in hard terrain, in removing stones, in making ditches, or preparing holes in the ground for planting. We also have the wheelbarrow. A wheelbarrow is also called wheel cart. This is a small hand-propelled carrier with only one wheel intended to be pushed and guided by a single person. So a wheelbarrow is regularly used in construction site and on the farm. Next is the harvester. This is a powerful machinery used to cut combs for mowing and a rake. It can rotate on an axis ahead of the machine. This machine has been able to reduce the use of labor and production cost. We also have the plow tractor. This equipment is used to open furrows in the land of cultivation. Among its compounds are the blade, we have the bed, mancera, rudder, moldboard, and etc. So plow tractor is used for cutting and leveling the ground.
So let's proceed to the next one. Harrow. So unsa man ning harrow? It is an instrument used to make wrinkles and level the ground. There are several models according to need, like moldboard, disc, surface, or subsoil. The harrow is designed to break up lumps, the shred pieces of land removed by them. It formed by the attachment to the tractor, the teeth, and a metal or wooden frame. So if humana ka sa pagkalot sa yuta, then proceed na dayon ka sa next one, which is ang pagpulverize sa yuta. That's where we need the harrow, and we have two types of harrow. The disc harrow, which is ang kanang pina-attach siya sa tractor, and then the other one is ang tawag is native wooden harrow. Ginabira na siya gamit ang working animal like kanang mga carabao. Next is sprinkler or water sprinkler. Asa man ni ginagamit ang sprinkler? Ang sprinkler is a tool used to water farm products, yards, and more. To cooling and control of airborne tidy, the sprinkler is very useful. It has a technique for applying water which is like natural rainfall. Water is passing through a system of channels, usually by pumping the water splashed into the air through sprinklers with the goal that it separates into little water drops that fall to the ground. So ginagamit na siya in watering seedlings, mga plants, mga yards or landscapes. And ang tawag sa iyang method nga kanang mura siya og controlled nga ulan is sprinkler irrigation. So next is the seeder and fertilizer. Unsa man pod ni sila? This equipment developed to place the seeds directly and distribute fertilizers. As the name implies, the agricultural equipment serves to add fertilizer to the land. Its main parts are the hooper or tank, the fertilizer, the drop tube, and the distributor are loaded. So kani is, I believe, self-explanatory rani, but as the name implies, seeder and fertilizer, kani siya nga equipment is tigbutang sa seeds directly sa soil, tapos mag-distribute siya sa fertilizer sa yuta. Next that we have here is the baler. So unsa maning baler? Its main function is to make bundles of cereal straw and other herbs in the field. There are many varieties with multiple functions: removing soil, opening ditches, transporting products, eliminating weeds, and more. The most used are husks, shovel, rakes, showers, transplanters, wheelbarrows, machetes, and more. So ang main function ani niya is maghimog bundles of mga herbs sa farm. Kabantay mo anang sa ukay-ukay bitaw nga kanang mga sinako or bundle, bale or bundles. Inana siya nga iyang gina-compress into compact bales para nga easy lang siya ma-handle, dali lang pag-transport o mas dali ra pud siya ma-stock. So next, wagon. Unsa man po'y pulos aning wagon or wagon? It is a four-wheeled vehicle used for transporting goods, especially hay, crops, livestock, agricultural materials, and supplies, or another specified purpose. This is an essential tool for small farms. So ang kaning wagon kay kani ang ginagamit for transporting goods or unsa pa na diha basta kay makaya niya. Mura ni siya og dump truck bitaw nga naay dako nga space sa iyang likod para dadto ipangbutang kung unsay kinahanglan i-transport, pero ang nakalain lang sa dump truck og sa kaning wagon is ang kaning wagon is sa farm siya ginagamit.
So number 16, the pickup truck or the farm truck. This truck is a common machine in modern farms. They are designed for agricultural, like transporting the vegetables for the market. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fully functional truck, but must be able to carry a large load in the back. So, kani siya nga truck is mo gini commonly nga makita nato sa market, like kanang makita gid nato nga ga-deliver og mga veggies, like usay ga-deliver pud sila og mga prutas. It doesn't necessarily nga kanang dagko nga sakyanan atong what I mean is dili siya necessary nga kanang truck nga kanang tsada ang atong gamiton, basta kay makadaog siya sa mga karga nga ilang i-transport sa market. Number 17, agricultural drones. It is an unmanned aerial vehicle that provides a bird's eye view of your farm, which allows us to find irrigation, pests, fungal problems, and tracking cattle. The latest and advanced drones comes with an application for your computer and mobile. This allows us to find out the differences between healthy and unhealthy crops and lost or injured or sick animals. So, ang nakatsada pud aning agricultural drones is kanang makita nimo og unsay problema sa imong palibot or sa imong farm. Kay kani siya mulupad mo gid siya, so makita gid niya kung unsay naa sa imong farm or diya sa imong palibot din. Diya din niya it allows us na ma-detect din nato kung kanina ay problema. So ingana na siya. Number 18, planter machine. The planters are normally tugged behind the tractor as an extension. Planters are useful to sow crop seeds like vegetable seeds, corn, and legumes. in the field. However, the farm and garden or bulb planters are different. Number 19, hay rake. These tractor extensions are used to cut hay or straw. Later, it can be picked manually or using a baler. The last is number 20, land imprinter. No-till farming is becoming more popular on large farms. Land imprinted is the region behind that. It is basically a ruler with different till angles, which helps wield the soil and numerous arrangement.
So let's talk about how to clean your garden tools. Before that, why is it important to clean your garden tools? So, dirty gardening tools and pots can spread diseases from an infected plant to a healthy one. Properly cleaning and disinfecting tools and containers can reduce the spread of plant diseases. Disinfecting is important, especially when working with diseased plants and plants that are susceptible to the same diseases. So let's start with the basics. First, shovel, spade, hoe, or even the blades. Knock some of the rust off the blade. So this is to extend the life of the tool. So mas patason pa nato ang kinabuhi sa atong tools. It will cut through the soil better so that mas makat niya or mas useful siya kung hait siya. Dili siya habol. Less effort to use. So, dili siya lisod gamiton. So, in able to do that, kailangan nato og whetstone. A whetstone is an ideal tool to use or to keep all of the cutting edges of your garden tools honed. So, ang whetstone needed nato siya para sa atong tools para mas maano nato ang atong tools, ma-honed nato or mas kung sa kuan pa muhait siya or mulimpyo siya. Like for example kanang kutsilyo. Pag habol ang kutsilyo, gamitan nato na siya whetstone para muhait. Number 2, the best way to use the stone is to find a way to stabilize the tool that you want to work on. A bench vise is ideal. So, the primary function of any vise is to hold an object safely and securely so that it can be worked on. So, ang purpose aning bench vise is to hold the stone or the tools para if mag-clean ka sa imong tools, dili siya maglihok-lihok og safe ra ang imuhang tools. Number 3, apply a little lubricating oil to the end of the tool and carefully begins to work the stone over the blade. So, we need to put some lubricating oil daw sa tuang tools is para daw mas dali ang atuang paglimpyo og smooth daw ang ilahang pagtrabaho. So, lubrication reduces friction and allows moving machines parts to slide smoothly past each other. Number 4, moving parts of your garden tools should disassemble. Kailangan natong i-disassemble lang ato ang mga moving parts sa ato ang garden tools because para mas malimpyuhan nato siya og tarong, matangtang ang mga kalawang sa mga metal tools nato og para mas ma-disinfect nato siya og tarong.
Number 5. Clean accumulated rust and dirt of all metal surfaces with a wire brush. Wire brushes are excellent choice for the removal of rust and oxidations, paint, slag, weld splatter, and other unwanted surface, contaminants with angle grinders, and etc. Number 6. Remove stubborn rust from small tools with fine steel wool. A steel wool is used an abrasive in finishing and repair. Work for polishing wood or metal objects, such as cleaning household, cookware, cleaning windows, and sanding surfaces. 7. Using an old toothbrush with some lightweight lubricating oil is a great way to work fresh oil into the joints of most garden tools. An old toothbrush with some lightweight lubricating oil is a great way because simple hand tools can reach critical places where machines cannot. That is why hand tools are important to do an effective cleaning job. it is used for cleaning dogs or other filters is different from the one used in cleaning machines. 8. Use medium-grade sandpaper to remove rust on larger tools, such as shovels, spades, and hoes. Paper is produced in a range of grit sizes and it is used to remove materials from surfaces, either to make them smoother, for example, in painting and wood finishing, or sometimes to make the surface rougher, for example, is as a preparation of gluing.
How to sharpen your garden tools. Once your tools are cleaned, they're ready to be sharpened. First, when sharpening, try to maintain the original factory bevel or angle. Second, for pruners, use a whetstone because it produces a very sharp cutting edge. Depending on the type of whetstone, apply a few drops of oil or water to the stone with the beveled side of the blade against the stone. Rub the sharp edge of the table towards the stone in a curved motion, as if you were trying to shave off a thin slice from the stone. So, sa Bisaya, ginatawag na to ang whetstone nga bairan. So, ginagamit siya pang sharpen sa mga tools. So, kung magbaid ta sa mga tools, kinanglan na to butangan og oil or water before na to siya bairan. Third one, when working with a file, stabilize the blade in a vise or against solid surface such as workbench to avoid injury and ensure an even stroke. Always push the file across the blade in a motion away from your body. So, kung magbaid ta, kinahanglan nato siya ibutang sa kanang plaster gyud nga butanganan. Like for example, workbench, and kinahanglan pag magbaid ta, dili atong i-push ang tools towards atong body to ensure our safety, safety sa gabaid.
Number 4 on how we sharpen our garden tools. Farm implements like ordinary plow and wooden harrow should be checked thoroughly before use. Loosened bolts and nuts should be tightened firmly. So, katong mga tornilyo sa machine, it should be tightened to avoid kanang injury, kay na possibility nga if wala siya na hugot pagkataod or wala siya na tighten, na possibility nga matanggal siya or matalsik siya sa atua, o dili na to mahuman ang atong ginabuhat if wala na to na make sure nga na-tighten ang mga bolts and nuts. The fifth one is this plow and harrow should also be lubricated under moving parts like bearings. Tractors should be tuned up very well by and skilled by the operator. And checking on their oil, lubricant, fuel, and cooling system. So, before ta mo proceed, dapat ang garden operator, dapat i-check niya ang machine if ever na ay nalimtan nga i-attach, kung kumpleto na ba siya, kung nabutangan na ba siya oil, or na-check na ba ang machine if naabay mga defect or na yung mga guba, aron continue ang flow sa atong ginabuhat sa atong garden. Number 6. Tools that are worn out should be separated and be fixed immediately to avoid accident. So what should be done with tools that are worn out? If a tool is defective, we should remove it from the service and tag it clearly as out of service for repair. So katong mga nadaot na nato nga mga tools, dapat replace na gito siya immediately, o di dapat mo gamit og mga tools nga guba na as temporarily. Dapat maano na gid na siya malabay, o if ever magani nga ato na siyang ilabay, we should label it as hazardous para ma-avoid nato ang incident or accident, mga injury sa makapunit ani sa basurahan. And also, pwede po ta mag-ask og mas knowledgeable sa atoa kung unsa nga tools ang dapat gamiton ug kani ba siya nga tools pwede pa ba siya magamit kay para makabaluta kung angay pa ba nato ni siya gamiton. And after sharpening our tools, we should keep them lightly coated with oil so that we can prevent rust build up and make future cleaning easier.
Whether you are an expert or not in the field of agriculture or farming, first things first, you should consider the safety, diba? Every time you are out of the farm, remember the simple formula. Good working equipment plus capable and attentive operators equals the safety. So, kinahanglan gid nato ni ibalik-balik because we are only human beings, makalimot gid ta sa safety first. So, here, while functional equipment is an important part of farm safety, most accidents actually occur due to distracted, overtired, or unprepared operators. So, when tag-distracted na, for example, ang operators is na siya family problems, and overtired ka nang. For example, you have 8 hours work, 8 hours duty. Tapos, after that, kanang kulang bitaw ka og kanang tulog imbis na imo na lang ikatulog imo pang gi gamit sa mga unnecessary things nga dili dapat pagtuunan og pansin or tagaag time. So unprepared operators, for example, ang kung mahimot ang operators, no, we should know that dili lang physically dapat ta prepare, dapat mentally pod, because when we are working dapat attentive ta, dili lang kamot or unsa ay kamot ang mag-work, ang mind po dapat kuan gyud, active gyud, o gatan-aw or gabantay gyud ka sa unsa imong work kay pwede ka ma-aksidente. So, number 1 here, we have the read and comply with the manual. No, we should know gyud, no, nga ang atong tawagan, for example, new tractor is different from old tractor. For example, natay tractor nga old and then naguba na siya, and then we buy the new one which is dili tanan tractor, no, kay pareha. So we should read the manual gid. Very important, no. And then we should comply the instructions and rules. Number 2 is the follow and keep up with federal and state laws. Kanino, kinahanglan gyud ta mag kung ikaw isa ka kuan abiding citizen sa isa ka community, you should know and of course apply the rules and regulations, no. Number 3 is always keep your slow moving vehicle emblem or SMV clean, visible, and properly mounted. So kaning SMV, no, or slow motion vehicle, it is like kanabit ang makita nato sa, for example, dara sa road niya. Nay kanang stopping sign inana. Mura siya inana kaso lang kani siya ginagamit siya sa mga vehicle nga sa farm. It's because daghan road collision nga kanang maapil gyud ang mga tractor inana or mga agricultural vehicles because kani silang mga vehicle nga inani is hinay gid ni sila mo dagan. That's why kani siya na-invento gid ni siya kay para ma-prevent or ma-lessen ang kuan kanang collision sa road. So, kung makita ninyo siya is kani siya triangle ang shape, tapos orange ang color, tas na ay red sa kilid-kilid. So, dali ra siya makita. Dapat po daw clean ni siya para makita gid siya, visible, kanang makita gyud, no, and properly mounted. Dili pwedeng nagtakilid or unsa ba na, proper gyud. So number 4 is the dress appropriate. Of course, no, kung naata sa working field, kinahanglan gid nga mag-dress tag appropriately kay makatabang gid ni siya sa ato para ma easier atong work, Why man nga nakaingon ko? It's because, for example, natay shoe, untied shoelace. Do you think dili ta maglisod magkadagma-dagma diha? So, dress appropriately is very important, no? It's because dressing appropriately can mean reducing risk of such injuries. So sa number 5, no, ensure you are well rested. Kani gid siya is kato ko na mention ganina kung ang isa is what do you call this, overtired o overtired, walay maayong tulog kay ang kuan time unta nga i-rest kay nagasto na sa walay sa unimportant matters. Magbantay kita ni kay basin makwanta disgrasya ta kung dili ta magbantay gid aning yeah. Pag make sure pod nga you're taking breaks from work when you need rest. Dili pwede nga magtrabaho kadiya mag-overtime pa kaunya. Ikapoy na kay ka pero sige kag trabaho maski pwede man unta mag-rest. Dili na siya pwede, no. If you have time to rest, then rest. It is your time, free time para mag-rest. Ayaw siya igastos sa unsa-unsa lang nga walay pulos.
To avoid alcohol. So, in every workplace, it is very important that a person or a worker is not involving in any alcoholic activities. Why? Because as a worker, if you're with alcohol, you can't perform your duties responsibly and accurately. Next, maintain awareness. So in every job or in every workplace, you have to maintain the awareness na dapat aware ka nga kung sige kahitabo sa palibot sa imo ang ginatrabahoan for you to be able para nanapod kay initiative if there kung naabay mga aberya sa mga tools or sa mga equipment kay mong gina-operate. So, dapat po ka i-maintain mo na siya nga takto. The next is adjust equipment accordingly. So, as a worker or the one who operated that tools or equipment, dapat po nga you have to know the tools or the equipment itself kung unsay function ana niya, unsay angay buhaton ana niya kay para pod kung naana ka sa field, dili ka ma-struggle kay ay pa nimo na nabantayan nga na ay aberya, dapat pod i-adjust nimo ang katong angay adjuston like sa mga equipment dapat dili siya nga like naka-full good siya kay para pod sa imong safety. Number 9 is keep children and animals away from working areas. So here, it is important that if you're a worker or if you're in a working area, you have to be responsible. Like imong badlongon if there's a children or animals in that area, dapat po badlongon yung mga bata na to stay away because you are working. Or kung sa animals, imo silang bugawon nga para muhawa sila kay for you to be able to perform that equipment or your work. The last one is read up about planter equipment tools. So here dapat po nga you have to read the equipment's manual or kanang mga about sa mga planters, kung sa bagyo ang proseso para for you to be able to know the exact things or sa mga don'ts and those na angay niyo i-apply when it comes to working.